Hello, my name's Anthony. Welcome to the third in the series we're doing interviewing participants of the Overpaid Over the Bar Mint Fantasy Premier League Mini League. And today we're welcoming Tom Crossland. Hello, Tom.
So many words. What a disappointment after all those words. It's just me. Hi, guys.
Well, you say it's just you, but not many people have won the prestigious FPL Overpaid Over the Bar Mini, which you did, I think. I'm not sure if it's once or twice, but definitely around 2013 or something like that. You won it, I think.
Um, I mean, the historic record has been erased because I deleted my FPL account.
Uh-huh.
But my recollection, for what that's worth, was there was one season that I finished 808th in the world, which obviously I won the mini league that year, and I think that was the year that I'm not sure. I think it was the year that Clint Dempsey scored the hat trick against who knows who, but Clint Dempsey scored a hat trick, being my captain,
Right.
which
Which no
was
nobody
a
else would
big
have
big
had him as
differential.
captain. Everyone else would have had
Exactly.
Lampard or Gerrard or someone like that.
Yeah, it was back then. Yeah, I can't even remember who he scored a hat trick against, but it was great.
Okay, and you deleted your account and then you came back on. I persuaded you to come back on a couple of summers ago, but
You
why did you
did. You
delete
just
it in the first place? Too busy.
um. Well, I've been going around just deleting all of my social media accounts, basically.
Okay.
I'm not on X. I'm not on Facebook. Not on Instagram. I'm not on. I'm on WhatsApp, if you want to
Yeah.
call that social media, but I'm not on any kind of social
And
networking
and what's the reason
thing.
for that? I mean, we can guess, but what's the reason for that?
Um, Basically privacy. It's
Yeah.
like I don't want to. I don't want the whole world to, you know what I've been doing with my life.
I mean, I would like to ask you what you've been doing with your life because you
I don't mind sharing it with friends, of course.
yeah, I mean, you can broadcast it on YouTube now. That's not very private, but
Oh shit! Subscribers only.
so I met you in Barcelona in I'm going to say 2001 or two. I don't know which it was. And we both knew Piers Shingleton at that time, another member of the mini league. How
That's right.
long had you known Piers before that?
So Piers, I think he's one of my oldest friends, not in age, but in how long we've known each other. Because we grew up in this village called Cottersford, out in the middle of nowhere between.
Oxfordshire?
Yeah, well, on the border of Oxfordshire and Northamptonshire, so it had a
Right,
Northamptonshire postcode, although it was in Oxfordshire.
right.
Place called Cottersford. So yeah, that's where I met Piers. His dad recruited me to distribute flyers around the neighbouring villages.
Which Piers was doing
So
as
yeah,
well, presumably.
well yeah, yeah, and his brother Damien, yeah, but yeah, so that's that's my oldest link to the mini league,
Right,
and
wow.
you're the second oldest, and everyone else I think is just people that you know. Do I know any
I mean,
people
it's
here?
always been a bit like that. I mean, most people in the league are
Oh, there's Louis, and sorry.
Louis Piers' son, yeah. I mean, most people in the league I'm connected to directly. There's a couple I'm not, two or three that I'm not. But
So I didn't realize you were family with the Speaks.
yeah,
So that's, I mean, you did mention it when I was on holiday in Wales this summer. Um,
right.
so yeah, I was in Port Gain. No, it wasn't Port Gain.
And
It
you went
was
to Porthgate on our recommendation.
did I go to Port Gain?
You said you were
Did
there.
it was Port Gain? Yeah, I'm thinking
I'm
it's on the
pretty
north
sure you
of
said you were
Pembrokeshire.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it was the Sloop Inn, wasn't it?
that's it.
Oh yeah, yeah, we were there. It was great.
Fantastic. And so what? All right. So let's have a look so far at. Well, also I'd like to know a bit about the fact that you moved from Barcelona to Madrid, where you became very successful in business, I think. IT orientated business.
So it started off kind of as I did a lot of work in management consultancy when I arrived in Spain,
Right.
and after leaving my job on more than one occasion to kind of pack it in and go traveling or whatever, I ended up joining some ex colleagues of mine in doing a startup consultancy business. That it took. I mean, it was just a big slog, and it just went on and on and on. We're kind of losing money every year and kind of clinging on by our fingernails. Um, but yeah, and then suddenly got landed a big contract with a bank, and it grew, and the business eventually, after like 20 years or whatever, became fairly successful. So
I think fairly successful is a bit of an understatement, but I don't want to probe you on that. You moved back to Bristol a year ago or 2 years ago.
just over a year ago, it's like
Right.
August 23. That's right.
And how long had you spent outside the UK when you moved back to Bristol?
Like 27 years I've been in
Whoa.
Spain. So
So
27
some of
years,
us
more than half
around,
my life.
some of us, you know, we we we've spent quite a bit of time outside the UK, and it's difficult to imagine going back permanently. Um, what is it like for you?
It's really strange. It's like everything seems new but familiar. It's England, but it's not how it was 27 years ago.
Mhm.
But
Hmm.
it's not how I remember it. Um, and I think Bristol's such a cool place to move to, though. It's just quite a vibrant city. There's a lot of art and culture and creativity. Some good pubs, obviously. A lot of there's good music scene. There's loads of great street art, loads of Banksies and other great street artists whose names I
That's
don't know.
nice. Okay, so
But
it doesn't have that
it,
kind of sort of jaded, bitter edge that some English cities from a distance seem to have these days. I don't know if that's true, but that's what it looks like to
well,
me.
I mean, it does have an edginess about it. There's a lot of homelessness. There's a lot of drugs, um, a bit of crime. Occasional stabbings or oh, there's a recent one where this guy just dropped some suitcases full of body parts off Clifton Suspension Bridge, but he'd travelled from London to do that.
Oh my God. He
So
traveled from
yeah,
London to do that, so he's not from
on a
Bristol.
train, on a train.
All right. Oh
Anyway,
my
yeah, we'll get
God.
into that. But yeah, I mean, it's got a bit of edginess as well.
Okay.
Um, but it's a cool place to live.
All right. Now,
You're welcome to visit. Come on.
I nearly did um very recently, but I will do.
Good.
So football, I think you won the fantasy league without actually the mini league, without knowing that much about football. Am I right?
Yeah, I don't really know much about football. You know, I
So
I know
how
the
did you
offside
do it?
rule.
If you didn't know much about football, how did you do it?
Um, well, I guess I'm kind of into data and patterns and stuff like that, and I'm a bit of a nerd. And I think back then it was a lot more naive as well. People there weren't loads of YouTube videos from people saying how to play FPL,
Yeah.
and it was a new game. People were learning how to play it.
Yeah. Yeah, the
It's
stats people, I remember thinking, ha, when I saw the stats people, you can't do it like that. And of course they were better than me at it.
Yeah. So I actually I'm not sure if it was that season, but there was one year I had a subscription to what is it? Fantasy Football Scout, is it?
Yeah.
If- Which I think was is it Andy, FPL Andy, and
Yeah.
another guy who I don't know where he's gone, but he was the main guy back then
Joe
in
probably.
FPL. Yeah. Well, I thought that site was really useful.
It still
I
is
paid for a
useful.
subscription. Well, I don't use it these days
What
because
do you use now? Because you're doing pretty well this season. How are you doing it?
oh, I'm not doing very well actually.
Well, you're not doing bad. You haven't played your wild card yet.
No, I haven't played any cards, and I haven't paid for any transfers yet.
Hmm.
Um, so I haven't taken any hits. Um, I had a really good start. So week one, I think I was, I was quite happy because I was kind of leading the league. And then I got five red arrows, I think, and then one green, and then red again last week. So I'm kind of outside the top million. Um, I think my team's not too bad. I'm thinking I could play my wild card, but I don't have to. Um, yeah, let's have a look.
So you've got Palmer, Salah, Wood, Jackson, Watkins, Eze, Minte. It's a good team. Van der Ven, Gabriel, Saliba. Right. I mean, Arsenal
I,
played Leicester and Southampton at home and conceded in both games. I mean, that's
yeah,
unlucky.
yeah, I know. I think my triple Arsenal defense hasn't paid off yet. Van der Ven, I mean, that was a mistake bringing him in retrospect because the guy who he replaced, Byrne, was it? Got 9 points.
Oh, you did that this week.
Yeah,
Okay, that's unfortunate.
but it's just unlucky because I mean Van der Ven the previous week he was a
No, long
star.
long
I
term,
thought
Van der Ven is a better option than Burn.
that's what I thought. That's what I thought. So I think my team's fairly good. I've changed Easy. Can you call him Easy?
You can call him.
Eze.
Well, people call him Ezra now, and I don't know where they're getting
Eze.
that from. I don't know if it's
I,
correct.
I'm
Yeah,
going to call him Uzer. Uzer. Uzer.
Uzza, Uzi, call him
Uzi.
Uzi weighs a ton.
So Uzi's been shipped. He's no longer in my team, and I've. Oh, you can guess who I'm bringing in.
I can guess who you're bringing in. I can't guess who you're bringing in.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well,
Brennan Johnson.
yeah, obviously because I'm a Tottenham fan.
Yeah, this is new, but yeah, you're a Tottenham fan. I mean, they're fun to watch. They score goals. They also concede them very regularly, but yeah. Um,
Yeah, yeah. He scored in six, hasn't he, Johnson?
I think he's on a run. Yeah, he's looking sharp as hell.
He is.
Quick.
He is.
Yeah. He deleted his Instagram like you and then started scoring goals. Yeah, he got
He's got.
abuse on his Instagram and he deleted it because they were saying how shit he was. All these horrible fans that, I mean, they call themselves fans. How can you call yourself a fan if you verbally abuse a player of your or a manager of your own club? It's like, it's one of my bugbears.
I, I've
Anyway,
got one of my builders. He doesn't have a smartphone. He doesn't have Instagram. He's got an old Nokia, and whenever anyone talks about Instagram, he goes, "Oh, is that the thing people use for looking at Kim Kardashian's bum?"
well, yeah, I mean, basically, um,
So obviously, he's got more focus without Instagram.
yeah. So it's Eze out and Johnson in.
Who's he out? Yeah.
Okay, and no wild card plans at the moment.
Um, well, because the transfers carry over, and I've already made a transfer, I think I'm going to keep my wild card for another day. I
I
think
mean,
it's,
looking at your
it's.
bench, I would say definitely keep it for another day because
I
you've
mean,
got.
Turner, obviously, at some point I have to change him, but I'll do that when the wild card comes.
I mean, your
Smith,
first 11 just doesn't have a weak link.
well, I'm missing Haaland, which you are, which is a good thing, I think. I've missed him from the beginning. I've been on an
Yeah,
anti-Haaland strategy
yeah.
because I think it's just 15 or whatever he's worth now, 16,
I'm getting him
20.
back. I'm
Are
getting him
you?
back either this week or
I,
either this game week or the next. I'm getting him
I
back.
mean, I think he's good. He scores lots of points, but it's just so much limitation on what you can do with your team if you're
Yeah,
spending that much
and
on a single player.
I'm leaving it till I'm really, really sure before getting him back for that reason, because it
Mm.
will mean I'll have to lose someone. But I'm trying
You
to
probably have to.
keep. I'm
Are you going to
trying.
carry some transfers through so you can do a few at a time?
Well, I've got three free transfers at the moment. I'm
Oh, you've
trying.
got
This
three.
is this is my team. I'm trying to keep Saka, Palmer, and Watkins and get him in, but it's not easy. It looks like Watkins would have to go. Um,
That's. Let
if
me
I get him in. But it will be making my defense very weak if I do it. But he's got um Fulham. He's not Fulham. They just played Fulham. He's got Wolves away, and then he's got Southampton at home, Haaland, and I'm like, I don't think I can withstand that. I mean, he could
So,
score.
what are you doing? You're switching out Watkins and Alexander-Arnold, or
Yeah, I
what?
would get no. I'd keep Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'd get rid of Gabriel, get rid of White, um, get cheaper defenders in. Uh, then I think I just need one more. I have to do it in four transfers. It'd have to be the game after this. So then I would. The only thing is, it would leave me with somebody really cheap in midfield like Semenyo alongside Dibbling, and that's a little bit weak. Your team is more
Well, you could do a
balanced.
little you could do a little simulation, do a little spreadsheet, see how it works with your current players and see how it works with Holland.
Simulation spreadsheet. Tom, you're just losing me now. I mean,
I'm what I'm trying to say is, I mean, how can you convince yourself that Haaland's going to get more points than the players you're taking out, or Haaland and the new
yeah,
players?
yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I'm not convinced, say, that Nicholas Jackson with his fixtures can even score, like, even get three returns. I mean, even get like two returns over four matches. So if I,
But you're talking about changing Watkins.
yeah, but there's a way of doing it with Jackson.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
see.
it just
Oh,
means
you don't want
making
to, yeah,
just means
you don't reveal all
making
your.
the midfield and defense very weak, except for Saka and Palmer and
And
Burma.
why would you change your team if you're in the top 15,000?
Because I want to keep going up, and I think the 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 trend will be for Harlem people to overtake me in the next. I mean, if you look
Yeah.
at if you look at how easy it is to drop from 15K to, I don't know, a million and a half, it's not that many
Yeah,
points. It's
it's
really
not
not
that.
that many points. Um, the only thing is that if I don't get in Haaland, I don't really need to make any transfers except Ben White, whose price is now dropping. So
Yeah,
it leaves me with, I mean, arguably Semenyo out as well. It leaves me with transfers in the bank still. Um,
I
so
think with if you've got three transfers, you could, endless things you could do with that without necessarily bringing in Haaland. But that's just me. I think I wouldn't undermine my team too much to bring in an expensive player, but I can understand you might want to.
I kind of want to, because captaining on the halls is, as we've seen in the last two game weeks, is crucial. I mean,
It's always difficult to choose the right captain, but I mean, Haaland is a bit of a gamble as well. If he scores, you're doing fine. If he
well,
doesn't,
the other argument against it is that there's all these Champions League games, internationals, which Haaland also plays in. And Pep does manage minutes, and he may very well against Southampton take him off after 70 minutes. I mean, the only thing is Haaland hates
yeah,
that, and he gets in a real strop because his
yeah,
goal tally is very important to him, and he loves those flat track bully matches where he can rack up five or six goals.
yeah.
Um, so I'm not sure that's going to happen, but it is a kind of possibility as well. So I'm like, maybe I'm still thinking about it, but it's a possibility anyway.
I wonder how many of the top 15,000 have Haaland. You can probably get that stat somewhere.
Oh, I mean, a lot
Also,
of a lot of them will. I looked at the leader. I looked at the top 20, and some of them don't, but most of them do.
mm,
I mean, I'm looking at the top
yeah.
top 20 now, thinking, how far am I behind you? Like 100 points, basically.
So an interesting thing. So like Adam, he's going on this negative points strategy.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not sure, is he in the bottom 15K? But he's doing really well. He might end up as the bottom one.
So his rank here is 10,466, and the bottom
So
rank is 10,000,005. Although
so
we don't know how far that is behind him.
he's fairly close, eh? I mean, it must take a lot of work doing all of those
Well, I mean,
transfers.
it's a lot of work. I mean, I mean, I suppose it's like an hour's work a week, isn't it? It can't be more than that, or
And
is
then
it?
you'd want to captain someone who's going to get negative points, or if you can. But, like,
Well, that's hard to do, isn't it? I mean, you'd have to get a playing goalkeeper that's going to concede six or something. But I mean, it's hard to get a person that's with minus points to captain. It's almost
it
impossible
is, it is, it is. Yeah.
because you're risking them scoring points by doing that. Um, yeah,
But
so
it's a whole different game, isn't it? Trying to lose it.
yeah, he's playing another game altogether. I'm not sure how he realized sort of how much commitment there was when he started doing that, but minus 400. He's dragging down the average of our mini league. If we look at the player in 21st position, he's at 8 million. Okay. Quite often we have a whole league in the top half of the overall standings.
Oh yeah.
That happened last year, I think. The whole league, our whole top 20 was in the top half of the
It would be
worldwide
nice to
overall
see that
standings.
context, wouldn't it, in this page? It'd be good to see, this many people between. I think you can see it on the live FPL site, can't you? If you can see overall rank, then you can get a better sense of the distance.
Oh yeah, you can see all kinds of things on that website. It's amazing. Yeah. Um, I mean, I've never been this high in October, I don't think. Um, so
Top 15K. I mean,
it's making me a
are
bit
you
nervous.
nervous?
Yeah, yeah, it's making me a bit nervous. I mean, um, in the sense that I need to put up with a couple of weeks where it goes back down to say 200 or 300,000 or even less.
You could
Um,
become one of these YouTube celebrities.
well, this is the overall goal, to win it all to outright and then get invited on all the
FPL Anthony.
yeah,
I
yeah,
can see it.
get invited on all the podcasts. Um, I mean, there's millions of FPL content creators. I mean, we'll just keep it small like this, while
I think it's
and make
pretty
it
cool.
enjoyable. Well, I hope
I'm
it
looking
is.
forward
I
to
mean,
I'm looking forward to the live streams next
well,
season.
yeah, no, we're going to do that quite soon. We're going to do different types of content quite soon, involving
Who's we?
we as me and John Holloway, especially.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You have a partner
we
in crime.
yeah, yeah. I hope. Well, I want him to join me on weekly. It might even start this week.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
where we do a weekly roundup of it in general. Um,
Have you got some other guests lined up?
yeah, 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 yeah. What you mean, like you today, like
Yeah,
interviews?
yeah.
Not lined up specifically. I'm trying to get hold of a couple of people I haven't seen for a while.
Okay,
Um, but yeah, I haven't got anyone specifically lined up for next week. But um, I mean, there will be somebody next week for sure. Uh,
okay. I think everyone's very keen to see Keith.
I mean, he will be on if he's not too if he agrees to do it. I haven't asked him yet.
Yeah,
Um,
okay.
so and Craig obviously will be on, and um, I don't know if Liz Brown wants to come on, but I would like Liz to be on, especially as everybody else in the whole league is a white man. I would quite like I would quite like Liz to be on just from the point of view it doesn't become some.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And
Fair
also,
point.
she's a
Fair
very good
point.
player, but very, very busy because she's a mother of two, so very young
Mm.
children. So, uh,
Well, yeah. I think it's been nice to meet your nephews. If we could have, I'd like to see Piers, of course, because I don't see enough of Piers.
I mean, I'm hoping, yeah, I mean, Piers is doing well. Um,
He is. He's hot on your heels. I mean,
yeah,
as hot on your heels as you can be.
yeah. Okay. All right. So, what's your you have connections with? I just wanted to ask you a few more stuff about you because your
Okay.
life's quite pretty interesting. You have connections with Colombia. Um,
Um, I've traveled to Colombia, and my ex-girlfriend is from Colombia.
oh, okay.
My wife is from Venezuela,
Oh, okay.
Anna.
Venezuela. Okay. I thought,
Yeah,
okay. So, your son is how old?
he's 8. Martin's
Okay.
8.
And is he into
Yeah,
football?
he is. So he was born in Madrid, and like for the first 6.5 years of his life, he was a Real Madrid supporter. You know, despite my best efforts.
Yeah.
Um, he's actually got a like Real Madrid kit. I think he's got Vinny Junior on the back of it or something like
Uh-huh.
that. Then City beat them in the Champions League, and now he's a City supporter.
Is I mean, he's only 8. You know, you got to
Yeah, but
forgive
he's done a
him.
good thing. I think he's a strategic. You know, it's he's not going to be very disappointed supporting Manchester City over the
Well, he
years.
might be before too long, given their potential um, points docking and Guardiola
Oh yeah,
leaving and all the possible things that could happen this season.
well there is that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I mean, I only chose Spurs this year, I have to say, when I came back to England, because I don't really support any team, but because I was moving back to England, I have to
Just
have a
support
team.
Bristol
Otherwise,
Rovers,
they wouldn't
mate.
let me in.
Support
Well,
Bristol Rovers.
I was gonna take Martin to a Bristol Rovers game, but I was told the language can be a bit lively
Oh
for the
yeah.
younguns.
Oh yeah.
So maybe not the best place to take the younguns.
Um, it's good for him.
Yeah, that's
Um,
what I think. Character building.
yeah. Uh, they've got our last manager, Exeter's last manager, manages Bristol Rovers. Um, Matt Taylor.
Wasn't it Joey Barton?
No, he left, thank God. Yeah. Yeah.
Matt Taylor, Exeter.
Yeah, he took us from League Two to League One and then got a job with Rotherham. He's a northerner and he was going back north and then that was a complete disaster in the championship and came back down to League One with Bristol Rovers and everything. The Rovers fans are not that impressed with him at the moment, but he's doing all
He
right.
was a player, wasn't he, Matt Taylor?
He was a player for no, that's another one. There's about 3 Matt Taylors. Yeah, yeah. He was a player for us though, yeah. He was a great player for us and ended up at where did he go? Swindon, I think. He played a lot of when they were in League One, played a lot of games for them.
Okay.
Um, all right, Tom. Well, gonna wrap it up there. Very
All
nice to
right.
see you.
Nice to see you
Um,
too, Ant.
yeah,
I
and I'm
hope
so pleased that you came back to the mini league when
yeah,
I was in Madrid seeing Piers and I saw you and I was like, come on, let's do it. Let's Piers came back as well. And it's great for me. And John Holloway loves it as well because it's the old names from the past, even though he doesn't know you two. It's like
yeah.
the old names from 14 years ago.
It's it's like the what is it? It's a Sopranos quote. It's like just when you thought you were out, and they reel you back in.
Okay. I mean, I hope you don't
On that
spend,
note,
yeah, yeah. I hope you don't spend waste as much time on it as I do. But anyway, yeah, okay.
oh, I do. Yeah. All right. Anyway, it's
All
all
right.
fun.
Thanks, Tom.
Take
Great to
care.
see
Nice to
you.
see you.
Cheers. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone. Ciao.